Hello. So this is an update for an episode of At Least Life is a Teen Singer, which I have not done in ages. I don't think I've done any video in ages. But anyway, so this is an update to the very first episode after the intro one, which is titled "I Have Autism," and why am I doing that for? I have autism anyway. But so this is update. I'm just gonna discuss my situation as an autistic kid, and since I'm year 11 doing my exams, and how things have been going on, and I'll recap a bit about autism if people don't know. And hopefully this will be a better video since I'm not as quiet and don't know what to say. So yeah, and I'll also be making another video. I'll also be uploading another video which I'm gonna film now. So tune in for that. So yes, bye. And if you liked the video, you can like it, and if you comment, you can comment what you think, and you can subscribe if you want to. You can share if you want. So I'll see you later. Bye. So I'll recap what autism is if you don't know. Autism is, the actual name for it is Autistic Spectrum Disorder, or ASD, though you're not going to care anyway. It affects 1 in 100 people in the UK at least, and it is a disorder that can affect you in ways such as communication, your sensitivity, so like your emotions, you can get, or just being sensitive to loud noises, like I am. A lot of autistic kids are, or bright light or something. It depends on the person, and since autism is a spectrum disorder, there is a big spectrum, and so there are people like me who are a bit more high functioning, and then you got people who are not as high functioning. And I'm trying not to be rude because obviously they're people, and okay. And just to give you a bit of background on my family, just to show, my dad has Asperger's, which is mild version of autism. My brother has autism as well. And my cousin has it, but he's not. I think he got it because something bad. I think because he had a bit of a traumatic birth, and I've probably got it from my dad's side somewhere. So that's the update of it. So this is an update from. So if you did not know, which you probably didn't, I am 15 years old. I am next month. I'm 16. So February 28th, so Pisces. Anyway, so that means I'm year 11, obviously, at least. Unless you're American, so year 11's basically, I don't know, basically whatever year you are when you're 15/16. So, and this is the last year that I have in my school because I'm going to go to college next year, and I can't stay back at sixth form anyway because the special school's sixth form is only for complex needs, and autism isn't that complex, especially at the level I have it compared to others. So I'm going to talk a bit about that. So since October, I've been attending 2 schools. Although I'm only enrolled in one school, which is a special school, and right next to it is a normal secondary school, mainstream, which I do English, Maths, ICT. Although, well, I don't really do ICT at the moment because I have to, but they'll sort that out. So English, Maths, ICT, and Science. I'm doing 2 science GCSEs, English, Maths, and something to do with ICT, which I don't know yet. And then everything else I'm doing in the special school, which is like DT, PSHE. I do a lot of independent study, which is just studying for the normal school work, or just exams, or sometimes I just use it for chilling out, or just, I don't know, or reading, or whatever. And so school's been okay. And I just got my maths papers back today, and I got 37% overall, which is, I think the teacher said it's one of the highest scores in the class, but that's only because I think I'm in like the bottom set or whatever because they put 2 classes together, and so they're thinking of moving me up. As for science, I'm doing okay. English, it is a lot of work, English, even though I'm not saying this all the stuff to boast. It's just to give you my background of what I am like, because it might make people not understand. I am in the top set, which is very weird, but I guess it makes sense because I write stories a lot. I write songs. I'm quite creative, and I love reading. I like reading and stuff, and that's been going alright. I'm aiming for a grade 6, which is, I think it's like a B or something, which is like a B in equivalent. English and maths are grades, and English and maths are numbers. So a 5 is equals to like a C or / a high C, and it's just loads of, that's all I know, and that's all I base my grades on. So my exams be going fine, and everyone in my class is alright. On classes in both schools is fine. In the normal school, they treat me like any other person, since I don't really mention that I'm autistic to them anyway, and the teachers obviously know, but they don't make a big deal out of it. And if I'm wearing, I do use my ear defenders in that school, and a couple of people were like, "Why is she wearing headphones for?" And I don't really pay attention to them really, because no, it's not any of their business, to be honest. And if I'm not, and they're probably gonna know. The teachers are going to know anyway, unless they're like a supply. So yeah, and in the special school classes are really good. There's a lot, and I'm not going to say who's my favourite because I don't like favouritism, because I just don't like it. And all the kids in my class are really cool. They are quite clever despite what they have, and they're just really good people to hang around. And I'm glad I'm in their class. Our teacher's like the happiest teacher ever. Like he never gets sad or anything, and that's probably because I think he converted. It's probably because he's Christian and he's like really into his belief. Although I could be completely wrong. Although I think that's what it is, because I know a lot of Christians can be very cheerful as well, or it's just because he really likes teaching, I guess. But yeah, and the kids in the school are good. A lot of the kids actually are more sociable than what I thought. Depends, considering that that not just autism. A lot of them some of them are in wheelchairs. Some of them, I think there's 1 or 2 kids that can't really speak that well, or they don't really have any communication skills at all. And so, a lot of them are very social. And and since I'm not always a social, and if I reply, I'll probably just either like pretend that I'm interested, or I just make a weird noise. So my symptoms are, well, things that autism affects me are sensitive to loud noises, as I said. I'm not too fond of bright lighting either, but I really like the dark. I'm not too keen on working with others, but I am able to work in a group, but I feel weird working in a group because sometimes in primary school and stuff, I always get rejected, or like I did get teased a bit. I don't like saying bullied, I just say teased. No, it's just a lighter word. and we go joking at me in the comments, like, "What, you think bully's a strong word at least?" And obviously you're not going to sound like that, I'm sorry. That's just what I talk about when I sound around. I also tend to act like a child, and I am a child, obviously, but as a young child, say 6 years old or something, and that's just how I am. Although I'm more like that at home, or at least in special school. I'm more like that at home, to be honest, just because it's a more comfortable environment, and I just know that I have to act at my age, I guess, my age. Other things include fidgeting. I fidget a little bit. It depends. For example, if I am holding something, let's say I'll take the CD, for example, Velvet Rope. Right, so I'll show you like that. So if I'm playing a game, or if I'm like pressing, I always have to press on like that, because I think it's because the joint in here it hurts a bit or aches a bit after I write, or when I'm using a mouse, because I write and use a mouse very differently, and not like a rodent mouse, but a computer mouse. And I didn't know about the computer mouse until last year, and the kids pointed it out in ICT, and this kid, and they're like, Elise, why are you holding it like that? And I was like, I held it like that, so it's like a gap, but everyone else held it like that or something, and I can't write, and I'm supposed to be using a pencil grip for writing, but I just don't bother, because I can write alright. It just hurts after a while, but that's fine. Anything else? No, sometimes I'm very sensitive. I have been known to have a few tempers, but that's when I was younger. And I do get quite upset, but I don't tend to show it. But that's only really in like an extreme situation. It doesn't happen very much. I also have panic attacks, which could be related to that, which could be related to me having autism, but I'm not too sure. But yeah. It could be the fact I'm autistic and it's just because I'm more sensitive, which I think it's probably what it is, and so that doesn't happen too often, but you know, be like you're dying. But anyway, so that's a bit about me, and that's just an update. Now, what I think about these trends that are going around on the internet, alright? This all Tumblr and YouTube shit, alright? And yes, I did swear.